I changed the name of my YouTube channel this morning, and I did that because, steps to a better health really doesn't describe what we are, what mission we're on collectively, in the health and wellness. And it really is, we're talking about our future health and future science, because we're moving away from an old outdated system and we're moving into a new system. And scientists are proving that sickness is something that comes from our environment. It doesn't come from us. It's our environment. So whatever environment we're in causes sickness, and when we change our environment, we become healthy. So that's the power of the future, science and the future. And I suppose being part of it, being part of clean industry for nearly 2 decades now, I have seen literally, I would call them miracles happen. Because we have been lied to. The pharmaceutical industry have lied to us. And it's probably, I would say it's the biggest lie that has been told to people collectively. We've been educated and conditioned that the body breaks down. Now they're telling us that our genes, what our parents have done, and the illness they have causes disease. Whereas scientists are showing us that if your parents lived in a toxic environment, well, chances are the next generation will live in a toxic environment unless they wake up and realise that that's all they have to do is change their environment. And that is how simple it is. And the truth is that we have, in our body, we have an inbuilt healing and repairing system. Provided we give the body the right raw materials, the body will never stop working, healing and repairing and keeping us in good health. So I do talk about brands. I think my last video I was talking about a handful of brands that are controlling the market with probably thousands of products, and they're just one thing is a spin-off from the other. It's just remarketed, repackaged and sold to the unsuspecting customer, because that's what it is. Customers have blind faith in what they're buying in the supermarkets today because they have become so powerful. And so that's, as I say, it's getting a better quality of life. So that's what scientists are telling us. They say, okay, you have a dirty environment, we'll now get you a clean environment. Now, there's absolutely nothing we can do about the environment out there in the in the environment, like in the air and the water and everything else. But what we can do, scientists have been trying to work with industry for years and tell them to stop polluting the environment. But now it has come to a crisis stage where we realise that there is no future unless we change. And, we don't have to change, but if we want a better life for ourselves and for our children, that's what we'll do. So so that's what I'm doing now is I'm working with these scientists, clean scientists in the home. We talk about clean energy and we talk about solar energy and wind energy and everything else. Well, we also need to move away from pharmaceutical and chemicals for people, and we have to work with scientists that are manufacturing. Clean industry is new and it is our future. So this here is being phased out and this here is our future. So that's why I changed the name to Our Future Starts Today. And any choice that we make today will affect tomorrow. And some people think they live in a toxic world or they've got a disease and, oh my God, I can't change. You can change. All you have to do bit by bit, come to understand that your body is an amazing, far beyond our comprehension to understand. And even scientists still haven't reached the magnificence of our cells and the working of our body. So what happens really is the outside of our body, everyone has a different outside, but the inside of our bodies are all the same. So my liver is the very same as every other liver in every human on this planet. And as long as I look after the cells of my body, then my liver will heal and repair. So our body, we change our body every 7 years. Now, not every part of our body is going to change. We have brain cells, they're not going to change. We have muscles, they're not going to change. But every other part of our body is made up of cells and they change. Some of them very frequently and some of them a lot slower. So when we understand that, we know that we can go back to the dirty environment or the clean environment. We know that our cells change on a regular basis. So bit by bit by bit by bit, this will come about. Our skin cells change every 2 to 3 weeks. Our intestine changes. That's a very delicate cellular area in the body, and they change every 3 to 4 days. So that just goes to show you that you don't have to wait for, the next generation to heal your skin or your intestine. You can do it now. And the same with our liver. Our liver cells are replaced every 300 to 500 days. That's amazing. You'd often hear people saying they have a fatty liver, and then they go home, change their diet, and their liver gets better. The same thing with our bones. Our bone cells, now there are different cells within the bones. Some of them change every 10 to 20 years. Others, then parts of the cells change every 2 to 3 months. The eye cells, they change frequently, every 2 days. Our cells, we get new cells changing in our eyes. Our blood takes 120 days to change. So we really, what we do is we say, okay, don't put any toxins on. Brand matters. Now, I really do. I rant on about brands because there are brands out there and people are just blindly buying brands that there's no traceability, there's no accountability, there's no social responsibility. They are just a handful of companies that are just ploughing out stuff to people, and people are just consuming. That's what we're doing. We're saying this consume has to stop, and all we need to do is just look at now. And a new brand, the brand that I stand on, is because it's driven by science, and it is for the future. It is all about cellular medicine, cleaning the cells, cleaning the environment, and particularly being accountable, socially accountable, and being part of the new global trend. We're all going into, renewable and healthy and clean and all of that. So from our human science point of view, we are saying goodbye to pharmaceuticals and chemicals, and we are coming into clean science. It's wonderfully exciting. So so that's what happens with people. If people come in and they if they come in and they buy brands that break down. Well, I started off doing a little video here, and really I was going to wait until I had the whole thing done, but I'll just explain it here for now. So really, people buy brands, and they are questionable brands, and it's all consume. And that's the sickness economy. It's the old economy. Our money and our people's money and health lose both. Make no mistake about it. If you're not healthy, you're going to be you're going to be broke, or your money is not going to be of any benefit to you. So we talk about the old economy as well. And then when people get sick, then they go to doctors and consultants and therapists, and they're throwing their good money after bad. So that's where what happens there is the foundation breaks down. And I wonder, have I got that other one here? No, I haven't. But anyway, that's what happens is the foundation breaks down. And in the past, the old sickness economy, they ignored the foundation. They just said, oh, patch this and patch that and patch the other. Whereas what we're doing is we're waking up, and we're realising that, as I said, that our body can heal and repair itself. And that's where we come in, is where we educate people and look after them from our brand. So yeah, so as I say, your health really is your wealth.